Beloved brother, beloved sister, listen carefully. Some attacks are not loud. They are done in secret, hidden rituals, whispered words. But God just revealed this. What was done in secret has lost its power. Psalm 35 declares that God confronts those who fight you without cause. Psalm 64 reveals that hidden plans are exposed and broken. This is not just a prayer. This is confrontation. Stay with me until the end, because in the final repetition, the hidden ritual collapses completely. Beloved brother, beloved sister, stop for a moment and listen with discernment. You did not arrive at this prayer by coincidence. You were led here. There are battles that are not visible, attacks that are not spoken, works that are done in secret, hoping you never discover. But tonight, God just revealed something powerful. What was done in hiding has lost its power. This channel is not just another prayer channel. This is an altar of spiritual warfare, where more than 35,000 intercessors stand together in authority, faith, and agreement. Here, we do not pray casually. We pray with understanding. We pray knowing that when God reveals something, He does so because He is about to dismantle it. Many people feel pressure without explanation, resistance without reason, opposition that does not make sense. That is because some battles were never meant to be obvious. They were meant to stay hidden. But Psalm 35 declares that God rises to contend against those who contend with you without cause. And Psalm 64 reveals that hidden plots, whispered plans, and secret rituals are exposed and broken by God Himself. If you feel that something unseen has been working against you, if you sense that your peace has been challenged without explanation, then this prayer is not optional. It is strategic. I invite you now to become part of this community of faith. Subscribe to this channel and place your prayer request in the comments. When one prays, we all stand in agreement. Stay with me until the end. Do not leave early, because in the final repetition, what was hidden will collapse completely. Now quiet your heart, align your spirit, and let us pray together. Let us begin. Beloved brother, beloved sister, listen carefully and do not rush this moment. Some battles are obvious, but the most dangerous ones are not. They are not announced. They are not confronted openly. They are done in secret, counting on one thing, that you never realize what is happening. That is why many people feel pressure without explanation, fatigue without cause, resistance that doesn't make sense. You pray, but something still pushes back. You move forward, but something slows you down. You rest, but peace feels incomplete. And you ask yourself, why does this keep happening? Beloved, Psalm 64 answers that question. It reveals that there are hidden words, secret plots, and silent rituals formed against the innocent. Not everything done against a person is loud. Some things are whispered. Some things are planned quietly. Some things are released hoping they are never exposed. But tonight, God did not bring you here to inform you. He brought you here to interrupt something. Psalm 35 declares that God rises to contend with those who contend against you without cause. That means the battle was never fair. It was never deserved. It was never justified. And Psalm 64 reveals that when something is hidden, God Himself becomes the one who exposes it. Beloved, hear this carefully. Hidden rituals only survive as long as they remain hidden. The moment God reveals them, they begin to lose power. That is why this prayer matters, and that is why you must stay until the end. Because what God reveals at the beginning, He dismantles at the conclusion. If you leave early, you step away in the middle of confrontation. Stay. Beloved, many people underestimate the danger of what is unseen. They say, if I can't see it, it can't affect me. But Scripture says the opposite. The most effective attacks are the ones that operate quietly, feeding on repetition, confusion, and delay. That is why Psalm 64 speaks of words sharpened like swords, not weapons you can see, but intentions you feel. But tonight, those intentions are being intercepted. God is not only blocking the outcome, He is confronting the source. According to Psalm 35, those who set traps fall into confusion. Their direction collapses. Their plans turn against them. And according to Psalm 64, the hidden shooter is exposed, the secret plot is revealed, and fear shifts sides. Beloved, this is the turning point. Up to now, the battle felt one-sided. You reacted, you endured, you adjusted, but tonight, the pressure changes direction. The same God who reveals hidden works also removes their authority. That is why you must pray every repetition. That is why every word matters. That is why the final moment of this prayer is critical. Because in the final repetition, what was hidden collapses completely. Do not treat this as background audio. Do not let distraction pull you away. This is not just comfort. This is confrontation. Beloved, God is not asking you to fight harder. He is asking you to stay present. Because as you remain, He is working. As you listen, He is dismantling. As you pray, He is exposing what tried to remain unseen. And before we go deeper, I want you to make a declaration, not casually, but with intention. Say this quietly in your heart and write it in the comments if you can. What was done in secret against me is being exposed by God. Say it again, slowly. What was done in secret against me is being exposed by God. Beloved, stay with me. Do not leave. Because what God reveals, He does not reveal to scare you. He reveals it to end it. And we are only getting started. Beloved brother, beloved sister, stay with me. Because now we move from revelation to collapse. There is a moment in every spiritual battle when what was hidden realizes it has been seen. And the moment something hidden is seen, it begins to lose authority. Psalm 64 reveals a powerful truth. Those who work in secret depend on silence. They depend on ignorance. They depend on time. They believe that if enough time passes, their work becomes permanent. But tonight, time is no longer on their side. God just revealed the ritual, and revelation is not passive. Revelation is an act of judgment. Beloved, hear this carefully. Hidden rituals do not lose power because you get stronger. They lose power because God steps in. Psalm 35 makes this clear. When God rises to contend, He does not negotiate. He does not delay. He does not observe. He intervenes. That means whatever was done quietly, whatever was spoken without witnesses, whatever was released hoping to remain unnoticed, has now entered God's courtroom, and nothing survives there. Beloved, this is why many people feel resistance intensify right before breakthrough. Not because the attack is winning, but because it knows its time is ending. Pressure before collapse is common. Noise before silence is expected. But do not be alarmed. This is not escalation. This is exposure. Psalm 64 says the arrows were aimed secretly, but God causes those arrows to turn back. That means the very intention behind the ritual is being neutralized. The words spoken lose agreement. The symbols lose influence. The assignment loses direction. Beloved, understand this. A ritual only has power when it has continuity, when it keeps feeding, when it keeps repeating. But tonight, continuity is broken. God has stepped between the source and the outcome. And when God steps in between, nothing flows the same way again. This is not symbolic, this is structural. He is cutting supply lines. He is dismantling reinforcement. He is ending repetition. That is why you must stay until the end. Because the final repetition of this prayer is not comfort. It is confirmation. Confirmation that the ritual no longer has authority. Confirmation that what was done in secret has lost its ability to influence your life. Beloved, do not underestimate this moment. Heaven is not reacting. Heaven is executing judgment. And as Psalm 35 declares, those who sought harm without cause are driven back in confusion. Their plans unravel. their focus collapses, their power dissipates. Beloved, stay with me. We are not circling the problem, we are closing it. And before we go deeper, declare this with conviction. In your heart, and if you can in the comments, the hidden ritual against me has lost its power. Say it slowly. Believe it deeply. The hidden ritual against me has lost its power. Stay present, because what God has exposed, He is now dismantling completely. Beloved brother, beloved sister, do not disconnect now. This is where many people leave right before the collapse. There is a phase in spiritual warfare where nothing seems to happen on the outside, but everything is shifting on the inside. This is that phase. Hidden rituals do not fall loudly at first. They weaken, they destabilize, they begin to lose coherence. Psalm 64 reveals that what was spoken in secret eventually turns against those who spoke it. Their own words become their trap. And Psalm 35 shows us that when God contends, He does not only stop the attack, He confuses the attacker. Beloved, confusion is a sign of collapse. When something loses clarity, it loses power. When it loses direction, it loses authority. That is what is happening right now. What once felt precise now feels unstable. What once felt targeted now feels scattered. What once felt consistent now feels interrupted. Beloved, this is not imagination. This is the structure of the attack breaking down. Hidden rituals depend on alignment, on repetition, on timing. But when God steps in, alignment fractures, repetition stops. Timing is disrupted, and suddenly what worked before no longer works at all. This is why some people notice a strange calm mixed with resistance, a quiet tension, a sense that something is ending. That feeling is not danger. It is disconnection. The ritual is losing its grip. Psalm 35 declares that those who pursued without cause are turned back and put to shame. They lose momentum, they lose confidence, and Psalm 64 reveals that fear shifts sides. The one who was targeted finds peace. The one who planned in secret finds uncertainty. Beloved, this is the reversal. You are no longer the one reacting. The pressure has changed direction, and this is why you must remain until the end. Because incomplete prayers create relief, but complete prayers create closure. God is not giving you a pause. He is giving you an ending. Do not let familiarity pull you away. Do not let distraction interrupt this moment. What God is dismantling now cannot be reassembled later. The timing matters, and before we go further, declare this, not softly but with inner authority. What was done in silence is collapsing now. Say it again, slowly. What was done in silence is collapsing now. Beloved, stay with me. The collapse has started, and it will not stop halfway. Beloved brother, beloved sister, stay here, because now we enter the phase where return becomes impossible. There is a dangerous lie many people believe, that once something is exposed, it can quietly regroup. But Scripture reveals the opposite. According to Psalm 64, when God exposes hidden works, they do not retreat to plan again. They collapse publicly in the spiritual realm. Exposure is not information. Exposure is judgment. Beloved, hidden rituals only survive in darkness. They require secrecy. They require confusion. They require distance between you and the truth. But tonight, darkness has lost its shelter. Psalm 35 declares that when God rises to contend, He removes the ground beneath the enemy's feet, and when the ground is gone, nothing can reorganize. This is why some battles end suddenly, not gradually, because once God exposes the source, the system feeding it dies. Beloved, hear this carefully. What was hidden against you cannot relocate. It cannot disguise itself again. It cannot attach to another season. The door is not just closed, the foundation is removed. This is why God waited for the right moment to reveal it. too early and people would panic, too late and damage would deepen. But tonight is the moment of precision. The ritual did not lose power accidentally, it lost power by design. Psalm 64 says God shoots his own arrow at them suddenly. That means the interruption comes without warning. Beloved, that suddenness is happening now. What felt constant stops. What felt heavy lifts. What felt confusing clarifies. And you may not even understand why. You will just know something ended. That is how God works. He does not always explain everything. He just finishes it. And according to Psalm 35, those who sought harm without cause are driven back in shame. Shame is not emotion. It is loss of authority. They no longer stand. They no longer speak. They no longer influence. Beloved, this is the moment many people miss because they leave too soon. But you stayed. And because you stayed, you are witnessing closure. Do not go back to monitoring the problem. Do not revisit the fear. Do not reopen the question. When God exposes something, he does it to end it, not to keep it in memory. So we declare now, firmly, calmly, confidently, what God exposed against me cannot return or reorganize. Say it slowly. Let it settle. What God exposed against me cannot return or reorganize. Beloved, stay present because what collapses now is collapsing for good. Beloved brother, beloved sister, do not disengage now. This is where final authority is established. Some things stop temporarily, others are stopped at the root. Tonight is not about interruption alone, it is about disconnection. According to Psalm 35, God does not only confront the attack, he removes the right of pursuit. He cuts off access. He ends the chase. And according to Psalm 64, when hidden works are exposed, their source is struck, not just their effect. Beloved, a ritual only has power as long as it is being fed. Fed by repetition, fed by agreement, fed by silence, fed by fear. But tonight, the feeding has stopped. God has stepped between the source and the outcome. And when God cuts the flow, nothing downstream can survive. This is why some people feel an immediate lightness, a sudden clarity, a calm that does not make sense yet feels undeniable. That calm is not emptiness, it is power being removed. Beloved, hear this clearly. What loses its source cannot regain its strength. What is disconnected cannot reconnect quietly. What God cuts does not heal itself. Psalm 35 shows us that those who pursued without cause lose their ability to continue. They are not regrouping, they are not adapting, they are finished. Psalm 64 confirms that fear changes sides. The one who was targeted rests. The one who worked in secret is undone. Beloved, this is the difference between temporary relief and permanent closure. Temporary relief calms symptoms. Permanent closure removes authority, and authority is what God is removing now. You are not managing the problem anymore. You are not monitoring it. You are not adjusting your life around it. You are walking away from it because it no longer follows. This is why you must remain aligned after this prayer, not alert, not anxious, aligned. Alignment keeps you moving forward without revisiting what God already resolved. Beloved, this is not about being brave. This is about being covered. Covered by truth. Covered by God's intervention. Covered by finality. So now, before we move further, declare this with calm authority, in your heart and in the comments if you can. The source of the attack against me has been cut off by God. Say it slowly. Believe it deeply. The source of the attack against me has been cut off by God. Beloved, stay with me, because what God cuts at the root never grows back. Beloved brother, beloved sister, stay here, because now we enter the phase many people misunderstand. Peace. When pressure leaves suddenly, some think it is temporary, some think it is suspicious. But Scripture teaches us something different. According to Psalm 91, peace is not the absence of danger. Peace is the evidence of covering. And according to Psalm 35, when God finishes contending, he restores calm to those who were pursued without cause. Beloved, pressure does not always leave loudly. Sometimes it lifts quietly. No noise, no drama, just relief. That is not weakness. That is completion. Hidden rituals thrive on tension, on anxiety, on anticipation. But when God cuts the source, tension no longer has fuel. That is why some of you feel lighter right now. That is why your breathing feels deeper. That is why your thoughts feel clearer. This is not imagination. This is authority leaving the situation. Beloved, hear this clearly. Peace after prayer is not vulnerability. Peace is confirmation. If something were still active, you would feel pressure to stay alert, but God is inviting you to rest because he is now watching. Psalm 91 says, "He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." Dwelling means staying. Abiding means resting. Beloved, you are not called to dwell in fear. You are called to dwell in God. And when you dwell in God, fear loses its voice. This is why you must not reopen this battle in your thoughts. Do not replay it. Do not question it. Do not scan for signs. Monitoring is not faith. Rest is. According to Psalm 35, those who were shamed do not rise again to pursue. And according to Psalm 64, what was exposed does not regain secrecy. So peace is safe. You are allowed to relax. You are allowed to plan. You are allowed to sleep deeply. Beloved, this is the difference between relief and resolution. Relief feels fragile. Resolution feels settled. And tonight, God has given you resolution. So before we continue, make this declaration calmly, confidently, without fear. I receive God's peace. The pressure is over. Say it slowly. Let it settle. I receive God's peace. The pressure is over. Beloved, stay with me. We are now walking in what God has finished. Beloved brother, beloved sister, remain here, because now God teaches you how to recognize victory. Many people expect victory to be loud. They expect signs, confirmations, movement. But often the strongest victories arrive as silence. Not the silence of absence, but the silence of authority restored. According to Psalm 64, when hidden works are exposed, fear changes sides. And when fear changes sides, noise disappears. The ritual does not argue. The assignment does not negotiate. The pressure does not linger. It simply stops. Beloved, silence after confrontation is not emptiness. It is power removed. When something that once pressed you no longer presses at all, that is not coincidence. That is completion. Psalm 35 shows us that when God contends, he does not leave loose ends. Those who pursued without cause lose the ability to continue. They do not follow quietly. They do not wait patiently. They are finished. This is why some of you feel strangely normal right now. No heaviness, no urgency, no sense of threat. That normality is not danger, it is freedom, returning to its rightful place. Beloved, witchcraft thrives in disruption, in emotional spikes, in mental turbulence. But peace dismantles it completely, because peace means God has taken control. You are no longer reacting, you are no longer adjusting, you are no longer bracing, you are simply living. And that is the clearest sign that the hidden ritual lost its power. Beloved, hear this clearly. If God had not finished the work, you would feel the need to keep fighting. But because the work is finished, you are being invited to rest. Rest is not retreat. Rest is trust. Psalm 91 teaches us that those under God's shadow do not need to watch the horizon. God is watching for them. So tonight, you step forward quietly, confidently, calmly. No announcement needed, no proof required. Victory does not need permission to exist. And before we move to the final seal, declare this with calm authority, in your heart and in the comments if you can. The silence I feel is proof that the power is gone. Say it slowly. Believe it deeply. The silence I feel is proof that the power is gone. Beloved, stay with me. We are about to seal this victory permanently. Beloved brother, beloved sister, stay with me just a little longer. This is where victory is sealed. Because there is a difference between something stopping and something being permanently closed. God does not end battles halfway. When he finishes, he seals. According to Psalm 35, the Lord does not only drive away those who pursued you, he removes their ability to return. He blocks the road behind you. He shuts the door they once used. And according to Psalm 64, when hidden works are exposed, they do not regain secrecy. They do not relocate. They do not adapt. Beloved, sealing is God saying, this is finished and it will not reopen. Tonight, God is sealing your mind from fear, your home from disturbance, your future from hidden interference. This seal is not fragile. It does not depend on your emotions. It does not depend on constant vigilance. It depends on God's authority. That means you are not responsible for keeping this victory alive. God is. You are not required to keep revisiting this prayer in anxiety. You are not required to stay alert for signs of return. You are required to walk forward in faith. Beloved, hear this clearly. What God seals does not reopen quietly. What God ends does not circle back later. What God closes does not knock again. This is why peace is safe. This is why silence is trustworthy. This is why rest is allowed. Tonight, God has placed a boundary between your past and your future. Behind you, the ritual is finished. Ahead of you, the path is guarded. And because God stands at the boundary, nothing crosses without his permission. Beloved, this is not just prayer. This is finality. So now, take a deep breath. Release the tension you were carrying and receive this truth. You are not being followed anymore. And before we move to the final call, declare this calmly and confidently in your heart and in the comments if you can. What God has sealed in my life will never reopen. Say it slowly. Let it settle. What God has sealed in my life will never reopen. Beloved, remain with me. We are about to close this moment in agreement and faith. Beloved brother, beloved sister, now we step into the new reality that follows intervention. After God exposes, confronts, cuts and seals, there is a moment where life resumes, but it does not resume the same way. This is not a return to routine. This is a transition. Psalm 35 shows us that once God contends, the pursued one no longer walks hurriedly. The weight of constant reaction is gone. The posture changes, and Psalm 64 confirms that once hidden works collapse, their echo disappears. There is no aftershock. There is no lingering pressure. Beloved, many people miss this phase because they expect fireworks. But God often confirms victory through stability. Things feel normal again. Thoughts feel clearer. Decisions feel lighter. This is not the absence of God. This is God establishing order. Order is quiet. Order is calm. Order does not announce itself. Witchcraft thrives in disruption. God restores flow. And now that flow is returning. You wake without bracing. You move without hesitation. You plan without the invisible what if. This is not carelessness. This is alignment. Beloved, alignment is when your life no longer compensates for a threat that is gone. According to Psalm 91, those who dwell under God's shadow do not live scanning for danger. They live trusting presence. Trust is not blind. Trust is informed by experience. And tonight, experience has spoken. God revealed, God confronted, God sealed. So now you walk forward without reintroducing the old tension. Do not interpret peace as weakness. Do not confuse silence with vulnerability. Silence is proof that authority has shifted. Beloved, this is where many people accidentally reopen doors, by revisiting what God already closed. But you will not do that. You will move forward grounded, not curious about the past, not testing the seal, not replaying the battle. Because faith does not revisit what God resolved. Faith honors finality. And as we continue, let this truth settle quietly in your spirit. You are not waiting for the next attack. You are walking in a guarded season. Nothing is circling, nothing is repositioning, nothing is hiding. What was hidden lost power. What lost power lost access. What lost access lost relevance. Remain present. Remain calm. Remain aligned. We will continue when you give the command. Beloved brother, beloved sister, as we continue, God now teaches you how to live after the battle. Victory is not only something you receive, it is something you maintain through posture, not through fear, not through constant prayer against the same thing, but through alignment with what God has already done. Psalm 35 shows that once God contends, he restores dignity to the one who was pursued. Dignity changes how you walk, speak, and decide. And Psalm 64 confirms that once hidden works lose power, they no longer influence outcomes quietly. Beloved, this is where many people unknowingly weaken their own victory. By continuing to speak, as if the threat still exists, words matter after deliverance, not because they reopen doors magically, but because they reveal whether the heart has accepted finality. So from this moment forward, you do not speak as someone under pressure. You speak as someone under covering. You do not plan as someone bracing for resistance. You plan as someone walking in a guarded season. You do not interpret delays as attacks. You interpret them as timing under God's supervision. Beloved, this is maturity in faith. According to Psalm 91, those who dwell in God do not rush decisions out of fear. They move with discernment and peace. Peace is not passive. Peace is stable. And stability is dangerous to anything that thrives on chaos. Hidden rituals cannot attach to a stable life. They require turbulence. They require emotional extremes. They require disorder. But disorder has been removed. So now, your responsibility is simple. Remain steady. Remain grateful. Remain forward-focused. Do not search for signs. Do not test the seal. Do not revisit the memory. Memory is not proof. Peace is. Beloved, God has already done the heavy work. Now he invites you to live inside the result. As we continue, let this truth settle deeper. You are not transitioning into victory. You are already standing in it. Nothing to prove, nothing to fight, nothing to anticipate, only alignment. Remain with me. We will continue when you give the command. Beloved brother, beloved sister, as we move forward, God now addresses a habit that many people don't realize they carry, the expectation of threat. When someone has been under pressure for a long time, the body learns to brace. The mind learns to anticipate. The heart learns to wait for interruption. But tonight, that expectation is being undone. According to Psalm 35, when God removes the pursuer, he also removes the need to keep looking over your shoulder. And according to Psalm 64, when hidden works collapse, they do not leave behind a warning system. Beloved, vigilance after victory is not wisdom. It is residue. Residue from seasons when you had to be alert to survive. But survival mode is no longer required. God is inviting you into trust mode. Trust mode does not scan for danger. Trust mode does not interpret every delay as resistance. Trust mode does not feel the need to control outcomes. Trust mode rests because God is actively guarding. Psalm 91 teaches us that those under God's shadow do not protect themselves. They are protected. Beloved, hear this clearly. If something was still active against you, you would feel pressure to stay alert. But if God is giving you rest, it is because the threat is gone. So now God is retraining your response. Where you once reacted quickly, you now pause. Where you once assumed opposition, you now assume oversight. Where you once braced for impact, you now move forward calmly. This is not carelessness. This is confidence born from experience. Experience that God revealed. Experience that God confronted. Experience that God sealed. Beloved, this is how peace becomes permanent. Not by guarding it nervously, but by living as if it is secure. Hidden rituals cannot reattach to a life that no longer gives them attention. Attention is not authority, but it feeds expectation. And expectation has shifted. Now you expect stability, you expect calm, you expect clarity, and expectation shapes reality. As we continue, let this truth settle quietly. You are not waiting for something bad to happen. You are walking forward under supervision. Nothing is circling. Nothing is testing boundaries. Nothing is repositioning. Remain present, remain grounded, remain forward. We will continue when you give the command. Beloved brother, beloved sister, now God begins restoring something very simple and very powerful: rhythm. After long seasons of pressure, life loses rhythm. Sleep becomes irregular. Decisions feel rushed or delayed. Joy feels interrupted. But when authority is restored, rhythm returns. Psalm 35 shows that once God intervenes, he restores order to the steps of the one who was pursued. And Psalm 64 confirms that when hidden interference collapses, life no longer needs constant correction. Beloved, rhythm is evidence of peace. You wake without urgency. You rest without fear. You move without resistance. This is not laziness. This is balance. Hidden works disrupt rhythm on purpose. They fragment time. They break flow. They keep you reacting instead of living. But tonight, reaction has ended. God is restoring your natural pace. You no longer rush to avoid something. You no longer delay out of uncertainty. You no longer overthink every decision. According to Psalm 91, those who dwell in God are not hurried. They are led. Led implies timing. Timing implies rhythm. Beloved, your timing is being healed. Appointments align. Moments make sense. Opportunities appear without strain. Not because you are forcing them, but because interference has been removed. This is why peace feels productive. This is why calm produces clarity. This is why rest sharpens discernment. You are not slowing down spiritually. You are stabilizing. And stability is dangerous to anything that thrives on disruption. As we continue, let this settle gently in your spirit. Your life no longer needs to compensate for something that is gone. Flow is returning. Order is returning. Rhythm is returning. Remain present. Remain steady. Remain aligned. Beloved brother, beloved sister, now God works in a place many people overlook after victory: the mind. Because even when a battle ends spiritually, the mind sometimes takes time to catch up. Thoughts remember pressure. Emotions remember urgency. The body remembers tension. But tonight, God is aligning your thoughts with the truth of what has already been settled. According to Psalm 35, when God contends for his people, he restores confidence to those who were shaken. And according to Psalm 64, once hidden works lose power, they no longer influence the inner narrative. Beloved, your mind no longer needs to replay scenarios. It no longer needs to anticipate opposition. It no longer needs to protect itself with worry. Worry is not discernment. Worry is residue from old seasons, and residue is being cleared. God is quieting internal noise, the constant questioning, the overthinking, the inner urgency that says something might still be wrong. That voice is losing authority. According to Psalm 91, those who dwell in God do not live under constant mental alertness. They live under mental rest. Beloved, mental rest is not emptiness. Mental rest is clarity without strain. You begin to think clearly again. You begin to focus naturally again. You begin to enjoy moments without interruption. This is not accidental. This is alignment. Alignment between what God has done and how you think about your life. And when the mind aligns, the body follows, the emotions follow, the future opens. Beloved, this is where lasting peace is established, not by ignoring the past, but by refusing to let it define the present. You are no longer thinking like someone under threat. You are thinking like someone under oversight. Oversight means you are not alone in decisions. Oversight means you are not navigating blindly. Oversight means God is involved in the details. As we continue, let this truth settle deeply. You are allowed to think freely again. You are allowed to expect good again. You are allowed to imagine the future without fear. And before we move forward, I want you to anchor this moment. Write this in the comments. My mind is aligned with God's peace and protection. Type it with intention. Declare it with faith. Beloved brother, beloved sister, now God restores something very practical, confidence in decision-making. After long seasons of pressure, many people stop trusting their own discernment. They hesitate. They second-guess. They delay moves they were once confident to make. But hesitation is not humility. Often it is residue from interference. According to Psalm 35, when God removes unjust opposition, he restores boldness to those who were restrained. And according to Psalm 64, once hidden influence collapses, clarity returns to the path ahead. Beloved, you are not meant to live frozen. God did not free you so you could stand still. He freed you so you could move forward without fear. Confidence is returning. Not reckless confidence, but anchored confidence. Confidence that pauses to listen, then moves without anxiety. You no longer feel pressured to rush decisions out of fear of missing something. And you no longer delay decisions out of fear of making a mistake. That tension is gone. According to Psalm 91, those under God's covering are not confused about direction. They are guided. Guidance brings calm. Calm brings clarity. Clarity produces confidence. Beloved, this is how you know alignment is complete. Decisions no longer drain you. Choices no longer exhaust you. The future no longer feels heavy. You feel steady, not because you know everything, but because you trust the one who oversees everything. As we continue, let this settle in your spirit. You are allowed to move forward. You are allowed to choose. You are allowed to build again. And before we go further, let this declaration anchor the moment. Write this in the comments. God is guiding my decisions with peace and clarity. Type it with confidence. Declare it with faith. Beloved brother, beloved sister, now we arrive at the moment of sealing. Everything God revealed, everything God confronted, everything God dismantled now receives final authority. This is not an emotional ending. This is a spiritual conclusion. According to Psalm 35, the Lord has contended for you and removed the right of pursuit. According to Psalm 64, what was hidden has been exposed and lost its power permanently. That means there is no regrouping, no silent return, no delayed consequence. What ended, ended. Beloved, hear this clearly. You are not walking out of this prayer hoping something changed. You are walking out knowing something shifted. Peace is not temporary. Clarity is not fragile. Confidence is not imagined. These are signs of authority restored. From this moment forward, you do not explain your peace. You do not defend your calm. You do not justify your confidence. You simply live under God's covering, sleep without fear, plan without tension, move without hesitation, because God is guarding what you no longer need to guard. Now, before we close, I want you to seal this work with agreement. Write this in the comments as your final declaration. The hidden ritual lost power, and my life is under God's protection. Type it slowly. Declare it with faith. Let heaven witness your agreement. And if this prayer spoke to you, if you felt peace, clarity, or confirmation, subscribe to this channel and become part of this community of intercessors standing together in faith and authority. Stay connected, stay covered, and walk forward without fear. God revealed it, God broke it, and what was hidden will never rise again.